I'm watching your video, and you make an interesting point of how you say that people that are evil like that have no soul. They're like a machine. But I don't believe that's the case. I believe they do have a soul. It's just an evil soul. Um, if you delve into the occult, you start to come to the conclusion that good and evil are not just white angel, fluffy angel wings versus devil horns. It is negative and positive consequences. It is just like the periodic table. It is just like physics. There are different forms of energy, and they clash, and they mix, and they make new things. What I'm trying to say here is that good and evil needs to be renamed. It needs to be classified as something else. I've tried doing that in the past as like E1, E2, N1, N2, negative energy, evil energy, blah blah blah, because I don't think people quite understand that there can be different kinds of evil and they can conflict. There can be different kinds of good and they can conflict. Not nearly as often as evil, but then again, I don't see good often enough to conflict. This is an interesting example of how we don't perceive reality as it really is, because we don't know anything else besides evil. Everything that is our nature is evil. We are struggling, we lie, we cheat, we scrounge, we murder, we steal. We have to take from something else in order to receive. All we know is theft, slaughter, death, suffering, pain, etc. So we cannot comprehend a world where people fight over the betterment of whatever species they are, or just in general. We do not have the ability to envision good versus good, because we don't know it all that well. It is foreign to us. That is the alien concept, of benevolence. Benevolence for different reasons, so they'll fight each other, but benevolence all the same. What we have is malevolence, and we're malevolent over greed, envy, bitterness, hate, ignorance, fear, but in the end, that's all we are. And this is why in a lot of religions there are layers of hell, layers of heaven, and etc. The Freemasons have the ladder. I don't remember. I think there's like 7 steps in the ladder. And I don't know a lot about Masonry. I don't have anyone in my family that was a Mason. I'm not a Mason, but I know the tenets of it because I bothered to study it, and it's. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't like to go into detail because I don't want people thinking I know more than I do, because that is a very dangerous position to put myself in, and that is an even more dangerous position to let get out in the public. People do not need to know. The less people know, the better, because people are evil and they're stupid, and that's a very destructive combination. So I try not to delve into spirituality too much, not for their sake, but for my sake, and for the sake of my principles. Because, I do think that some of us have good in us, but that makes us the alien. We are the extraterrestrials, those of us that are not of this world. That's what the Christian Bible says, that if this world rejects you, you are the son of man, you are the son of Yahweh, and that you do not belong to this world, and you should reject it, you should hate it, and you should wish death and despair upon them. They will be cast into a lake of fire, blah blah blah. But all of that is just rhetoric. It is just flamboyant speech to reiterate how much you hate them and how much you want to hurt them. So, and this brings up a conclusion that you can be good and still want to hurt people. You can be good and still be mean. There's this poster I like, the motivational poster. Lawful good doesn't equal lawful nice. You don't have to be nice to be good, but you have to know that good and evil is not just, it's not a two-way street. It's a multifaceted, cubicle thing. It's a clusterfuck. It is this freaking, hexadecimal, multifaceted curve. People like to think of reality as lines, and it's not. It's curves. And I don't know how else to explain it, because, I've always had to grow up with physical handicaps that have made me have to see the world in a different light. Where sometimes if I do not concentrate, it is hard to see. Like the sun will appear too close to my face. I'll look at the wall and it'll be translucent and see-through and like neon colors, and so that's why I'm able to grasp it somewhat, because I was already having difficulty with the three-dimensional world. But most people don't understand. It's probably better that they don't, because they'll just use it for more evil. And even if they don't mean to, they unwittingly will, because evil forces are behind them. Evil forces are, controlling them, or they are just evil in their nature, and whether or not they realize what that nature is, they're going to do it anyway. So, when I look at people like Casey Anthony, I don't see any kind of abnormality. That is what everybody is like. Everyone is Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony just got away with it. Casey Anthony was just unapologetic. She was more self-aware of her evil. But, that is the normal. That is the norm. So, that's what I'm trying to say here. Is that, and in fact, I think it's better that Casey Anthony got off on it. Because it puts it in people's faces. It makes them uncomfortable. It makes them have to see the world for what it is. The truth is scary. The truth hurts. And that's what the evil people of this world need, which is like 99% of it. So, even the elite, the elite are evil too, but they're different evils, and they're aware of it. And that's why they wage wars, and that's why, they do all these plotting and schemings, and they want to, change the DNA structure of humanity. They want to be like alchemists and transmutate everything, because they understand it, and they're trying to control it. They're trying to bind it. They're trying to make it something tangible. And, that's hard to do. We are dealing with abstracts here. And people have this idea that just because we have religious faith means that we have, we're just going to go out there and force you to do what we want you to do. It doesn't work that way. If we're dealing with arbitrary concepts, it's going to have arbitrary consequences on our minds, on our, actions. And a lot of people are going to say I'm just talking out my ass here. I'm just being verbose for no reason at all. But if you want to have a good start, I'll link to some videos below that will help reiterate what I'm trying to say. And I do possess the Necronomicon. I've read it before. I've tried using it before. Not a good idea. But I guess that's a good start. And I've also read Anton LaVey's The Satanic Bible. Again, not something you should start out with. Not something you should invoke. All that crap about how it's just romantic atheism is bullshit. And I know it's bullshit now, but they get stupid people to do their bidding for them. So, I guess that's it.